the Cumberbatch, the Benedict Cumberbatch world. This is a movie. It could be made. You could make this movie. Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch is a famous interior designer, artist, all-around performer, actor, singer, dancer. Also, he lives in a world full of creative people. They decided they living in Pittsburgh in the 1990s. They decided that they were going to be doing shows every weekend. And so they continued to create and constantly create and constantly building sets and constantly designing and constantly making costumes and building an entire planet of this world, wherein that everything is. There's an entire school, there's an entire universe, museum built around it, and he ends up having like 12 children because he's so revered, and he just takes lover after lover and woman after woman, and there's just all of these, like, now a whole generation later, there's this whole group of all these children, and then there's all these people who just love him and revere him. He's like this sainted character, and he lives in a world where on the going into the Christmas holiday, the announcement is, if you see him, don't talk to him. We are here to celebrate him, but if you see him, do not speak to him. He's here, but don't talk to him. And of course, as you leave, if maybe you know him, you could potentially nod in his direction. If you're his friend, perhaps you could say hello, but don't bother him. Don't bother him. And then as people are dispersing, obviously people want to talk to him because he's so famous, and they're all like hugely in love with him. I mean, this is in the theater of his massive building, of this museum quality, wherein that there is a gift shop that is like the size of a department store, where you can buy it's gone into an industrial design too. It's past the theater. It's like you can buy bushes. You can buy fake bushes that people use around their houses that are designed so that they're to look like bushes, but you can walk right through them because you know exactly how they work. You can see them. You can buy materials wherein that you can build a stage, where you can take the stage apart and put it back together again, because it's perfectly industrial design, beautiful. It's got the wood, and it's got the little pieces of metal that hold everything in place. All of the little puppetry designs, all the little clothing designs, all the little wigs, all the little mask pieces, all of these things have become mass-produced, and they are hugely popular, and people come to the store to buy these things, and you can't get them anywhere else. You have to go to this beautiful museum in Pittsburgh. And by the way, Pittsburgh is the name of the city I've just decided to put in there. I'm in the dream I'm with my first wife, Kate, and we're visiting the museum, and I've like gone off on a wander. And I keep partially waking in the dream, where I'm like, am I supposed to actually go back to her? Because is that even real right now? Did I even just make that up? Meanwhile, someone's calling me. That's so bizarre. I'm making this whole like 5-minute video about this dream that I had that was so amazing that I have dream diary time. It's like, I want to make this into this could literally be a thing. That could be, I could create this out of, like, this is, like, to create a world now, like, I want to do it. I want to create this world. where everything is designed and built and theatrical, and it starts from the ground up and grows and grows and grows until it's this huge thing. It's, and Benedict Cumberbatch is the main character in my dream, and it's so funny because there's all these people that look like him. So when you walk through, I think the way this would work is if Benedict Cumberbatch is like 80, like if you were to make this right now, you would make it where he starts out where he's 80, and he's just all these. He had so many children over the years because he started to be able to successfully do what he was doing without having to worry about money. By the time he was like 25, coming out of a theatrical world and building this thing, he didn't even have any money. He just had, everybody would do things for him because he was such an inspirational character. He could just say, "Oh, we're going to put on another show on Saturday." Every Saturday they would put on a new show. Every Saturday they would put on shows where like it would go from one thing that they had written to another thing that they added to it, to another thing that they added to it again, to another thing that they added to it again, to costumes and characterizations that they added to and moved forward through, consistently changing constantly. So the first show that you saw like a year later, you would barely recognize it. It would change so much, but everything kept building and building and building and building and building upon it, and the audiences became bigger, and the theater became bigger. And so over the course of the time he was like 25, 26 years old, he just was like living in this world, and that was the world he created. He didn't have to go to school anymore because he was already doing this thing, and he was directing and writing and creating and creating and creating. And then because of that popularity, he just kept having lovers and lovers and more lovers. And then when women would become pregnant with him, they were so enamored with him that they wouldn't think twice about the fact that they were going to raise that child. And then they raised the child into that world. And that world just became, that the world continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. Like I said, until it was like a 7-story museum. And then it became its own thing, and it became its own university and educational center. And they said, and then its own producer of props, its own producer of costumes, its own producer of staging and lighting, and its own producer of all of these creative things, all out of this one world. They kept the world. They kept making all of the things work. And there were naysayers that say, well, what happens if he were to die? What happens if he becomes unpopular? And they were like, no, it's never going to happen. And there were people walk through and go, everything in here could become worthless if no one cared about this person for 2 seconds. Anyway, that's the dream I just had. And I just did a fucking, excuse my French, 8.5 minute video about it as I woke up. That's the fun. Dream diary into the camera. That's more fun.